origin on me.
Lois Lane. Welcome to Comics League Dark. I'm Jared. I'm here with Taladia Plays. What's up, bro?
What's up?
And we're here with the Phoenix Press. What is up, brother?
What are we? Some sort of Creature Commandos?
Yeah, you guys just want to talk about that first?
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
So basically, James Gunn is remaking Suicide Squad. And what's up, Cameron? How you doing, my brother? It's pretty much Suicide Squad.
Name.
Like, literally, the entire thing is just Suicide Squad. And I'm like, if you were going to do this, you should have kept the Suicide Squad.
This is lamer than Lois Lane.
No one's lamer than Lois Lane, Nick. How dare you, sir? But it's really strange to me because I'm like, first off, you're starting off the universe with Creature Commandos, which that in itself is a red flag. Animated, already really freaking crude humor. And hard art. And then you say, at least give me an original idea. Because I originally thought they better adapt Checkmate K. I don't know if they're going to do that.
Jared.
But, yeah.
Can you please make the Commandos creatures and foul-mouthed?
That's pretty much James Gunn anytime he grabs.
But here's another thing, too. What's it called? Rick Flag Sr. doesn't look like the same person in the film, right? In the movie for Superman, right?
Of course he doesn't.
No, it's like he's got gray hair and all over the place, right? In live action, he hasn't got that. So
remember the like the character design they showed, which it did have like the white temples and all this stuff.
No, but when we saw Grillo on the set of Superman, he didn't have the gray temples
at all.
And this is taking place around the same time, Nick.
So
again, this is the amount of care. Is this the amount of care and attention to detail that everyone's been praising Gunn for?
Where's the consistency? Where is that?
He said these are going to be the same characters. He also said that I think he also said that Creature Commandos is going to be taking place in the older times in like World War II. Where's that?
Remember when James Gunn said that Blue Beetle might, could be the first in his universe?
The first character, but not first movie, because that makes sense.
We all know the explanation. Say it with me now. James Gunn changed his mind.
Yes, he did.
Like the wind.
And really, see, here's the thing with this. It's like, I don't want to hate. I don't want to hate it, honestly, because I like DC, and I want DC Studios to do well. I think we all want DC Studios to succeed. The problem is when you're just making another project, you could have just easily this is literally, they just took the Suicide Squad name on it and just slapped Creature Commandos on there.
Yeah.
The idea for Suicide Squad and just slap something else. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because they shut it down in Peacemaker. And I thought they were going to do something interesting with there. Then they reboot. And I'm like, hey, you have a perfect opportunity. Again, because James Gunn wants to keep his stuff in continuity, you could just wipe that slate clean and said, okay, Suicide Squad. There you go. You're done.
I mean, that's all you need to do. Let's be honest. Do you really think something as trivial as a shutdown would stop Amanda Waller?
That's the other thing. You're telling me she can't, you're telling me she wouldn't just start the task force again, but find some loophole? She's Amanda Waller. A woman that stared down Batman in the DCAU.
And Ben had Batman back down.
Yeah.
I love how Batman, I'm sorry, tangent aside. I love how in the Justice League, he caught her in the bathroom. He's like, oh, I'm going to catch her at her most vulnerable. She's just going to be in a towel. I'm going to have the advantage. And then Batman's the one who gets intimidated.
The trailer looks so bland, subpar animation too. Well, again, according to what Sam said, again, it's like they don't put a lot of emphasis on the animation, so I'm not gonna like necessarily hold that against it.
Like the animation looks a little bit better than the Tomorrowverse. I'm not gonna lie.
They're trying to go for like this like pseudo anime look that a lot of like the Netflix ones like Castlevania are trying to go for, and it just does not look good to me.
Yeah, like how do you, like if you compare this to the Tomorrowverse, which animation style looks better for you?
I mean, technically this, but Tomorrowverse is such a low bar.
Yeah. Master Sergeant says, I have no knowledge of the Creature Commandos characters, never heard of them until they were announced as the start of the DCU. Me too.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem.
That's the problem. You should just start with Superman. That's it. And then do Creature Commandos after that. Or do it around the same time, but say Superman is the beginning. That should be the first project coming out. But you start
like
characters no one has heard of before.
Like it's one thing, like you do Superman, and then this is like a side project or something. But to have this be the first thing just doesn't make sense.
Well,
this should have been this. Sorry, go on.
The other thing is like one of the marketing lines is from the mind of James Gunn, and I'm like, that didn't work for the Suicide Squad. What makes you think it's going to work for this one?
You know what they should have done with this project?
What?
Should have made it a late 2025 release, not a 2024 release, right? Get people excited for the trailer now, but I think don't put it out this year. Do it for next year because it makes sense, and you know, you got people talking about other things, right? Other DC IPs, but that way you showed off the new logo, you showed off this, you showed off whatever. But at this point, if you're doing it this early, not many people are going to be interested, considering the fact with the track record of James Gunn and the
with
fact
DC.
with DC as a whole, and the fact that on top of that, I think as well, when it comes down to it, people want to see Superman or the Batman stuff or the Batman universe.
Now again, we're not saying don't do a Creature Commandos project at all. We're saying wait, like they did with Marvel, wait until the universe is like has firmer ground, and then you can take a risk. This is a risk.
Actually, I'm gonna say don't do a Creature Commandos at all.
Okay, why?
Least, because it's like none of these people have heard of it.
But no one has heard of the Guardians either.
Here's what you do instead. You do Gotham City Sirens.
They could do both.
No, Gotham City Sirens. It's like what? Harley, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, like a lot of like the heavy hitters.
Again, you could still do both, but I'm saying wait until the universe is more established, then you can take a risk on really unknown characters, because even Gotham City Sirens, they could do that relatively early because you still have Harley Quinn, you would have Catwoman, you would have Poison Ivy. Everyone knows those three characters. So it's still let me put it this way. It's still it would be more of a success. It would probably be more of a guarantee of success than Creature Commandos. By the way, Dave says.
Also, when is this releasing?
This December.
Okay, that's the other problem. You're doing Creature Commandos, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and you're not releasing it in October. What the F? What the actual F? You're doing something that's clearly Halloween inspired, and you're releasing it in the most un-Halloween month of all. Sorry, I'm actually kind of mad there.
Yeah. Dave says Creature Commandos haven't been his thing since James Gunn's childhood, which is why he's doing Creature Commandos. I know Frankenstein and probably Bride of Frankenstein and the Agents of Shade, but that was a very different design for Frankenstein's Bride. Tevia says, honestly, I only know one character. Yeah, exactly, for Frankenstein. Yeah, exactly. Everyone knows who Frankenstein is. Why not do Frankenstein, the Agents of Shade instead? That was a well-liked new 52 comic. Again, because James Gunn is playing off his own nostalgia. I don't think many people are going to pay attention to this because it's animated. Most are looking at Superman movie as mattering. And that's the problem. Why do you start your first thing in this universe with an animated hard R project? They labeled it as hard R.
That's not a good sign. Doing it harder.
I mean,
It's
if
James
if,
Gunn.
I will say, glass half full. The one of the benefits of this being like likely to be seen by so few people is that it'll be seen for so few people that so the failure won't be as big of a dent on the DC universe as we fear it might.
That is true. Then again, this is desperate Warner Brothers we're talking about right now, where they're actively
just trying
trying
to
to
say-
sell off stuff. But yeah,
It's low reach might be a blessing in disguise. Like it's such a failure, kind of thing.
Tevia, they're giving us a Superman movie. It comes out next year.
year.
What are you talking about? But anyway,
I was gonna say before we
Yeah.
switch, if I think this is only gonna get one season and then that's it, because the amount of people that will watch it won't be that high. And I think that if I was WBD, I'd be like, okay, no, we can't keep on doing the show in animation form for Creature Commandos. So work on something else, right? Let's say, yes, you got the Blue Beetle project, right? Focus on that. Get that.
People like
Green
that.
Lantern show. Do Green Lantern 4. Green Lantern
Hey!
is perfect. Green Lantern is perfect for animation. And if you
Yeah.
want to do like a Green Lantern 4, animation is perfect.
You
know,
don't even have to use Hal or John or any of the characters. Make it like Kilowog. Have him have a show and just label it Green Lantern Corps. That works.
Like basically, if I were James Gunn, I pitch it like this: Law and Order Intergalactic.
There you go. That's it.
Like literally just do a Green Lantern police procedural show. Like make it Law and Order, but Green Lanterns, and you have like 4 or 5 Green Lanterns. You can have like the main ones make cameos here or there, but it's a police procedural with Green Lanterns.
Mhm.
Bam. Literally any executive could understand that idea.
And Tevia, why would they make? They would just make a Flash show, and chances are it would just be Barry. So, because that's the one that because he gets all the attention. That's really it, dude. But
He gets all
anyway.
the attention because he keeps messing with the timeline.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, exactly. He keeps screwing with the timeline. That's true.
I like how that meme transcended from the TV show to the movie. It's so great.
Yeah. Also, yeah, we did not get any like animated movie news in terms of like what's going on with like Watchmen or anything like that. But so at least the DC logo looks pretty cool. I'm really not surprised Jim Gunn's using the classic one. It's obvious he's trying to recreate his childhood with DC films. Yep, that's it. Dave got it.
Yeah.
James Gunn is trying to recreate his childhood with his own projects and not necessarily what's good for the business. But
I'm
Yeah.
honestly
brand.
torn
mhm,
because that logo is my favorite DC Comics logo. So
I like
on
it
one
too.
hand, on one hand, I'm happy they're going back to it, but on the other hand, I wish they'd like move forward instead of backwards. Like, okay, it's cool they're doing it. Like, I would prefer they do like a throwback and have it on for a few issues, but like have it be the main one. Just I don't know.
Well, yeah, and particularly when Gunn was talking about the logo, and he says we wanted to pick a logo that like embraced the past, but also pointed to our exciting future. And I'm like, what about that logo indicates the futures besides studios below it?
Oh, it certainly
what the-
embraces the past. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
You know-
fine. You want to do that? That's fine. The other
You know what they could-
problem, yeah,
Sorry,
go
go
ahead, Claudia.
What they could have done is, you know how they did the New 52,
Mm-hmm.
right? Have that line up, right? Like with the Justice League members,
Yeah.
right? And just use the 90s logo, right?
Mm-hmm. That could
And
work.
just- that would actually stand out a little bit more. It embraces the future, but also embraces the past. That's the way I would do it.
Like remember I think it was like either the Joker or the Batman. They used the old school Warner it was the Joker. They used the 70s Warner Brothers logo as
Yeah.
their logo. Like that was a nice little throwback because Joker set in the 70s. They wanted this to be like the Joker is Taxi Driver, but with both Joker, but still. It was a nice little nod.
Yeah, I like that. That works.
There was a video, by the way, that I posted in the group chat of DC revealing it, and you could see that it was like Superman breaking the chain, and then it turns over to the reveal of the DC Studios logo. And I don't know if Jared wants to show that or whatnot, but I think that was. I have a inkling feeling that what James Gunn will do for every DC studio project, it'll be each individual character, and then it does the little turn thing with the DC Studios logo.
That's something at least. That would be moderately creative, but still, it's still like embracing too much on the past, and that's the problem. That's one of the problems that DC really faces, is that they can't really let go of the past and go into the future. They can't, because they're always stuck on, let's remember when our comics actually sold.
So what you're saying is, let the past die, kill if you have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's too bad the mediocre Netflix show happened before Sandman would have been great for an animated series. Did you see the Death Showcase short? I did. It's really good. Tevia says, like, why set up the series with Creature Commandos? Again, because he's James Gunn. But
and
really,
and Rick Flag Senior as well.
Yeah, it's literally just that. That's why I think he did that, even though he could have just introduced Rick Flag Sr. in Superman. But I don't know. More look when our comics never sold. Okay, I see that, Euro. So really, let me put it this way. I'm going to hope for the best. Because, yeah, I want DC to succeed. I'm still going to point out when I'm concerned, such as, again, Suicide Squad 3 at this point. It's Suicide Squad. So if it's good, fine. If it's bad, you better believe we're going to tell you it's bad.
I'm not reacting to that. I'm telling you that right now, Jared. I'm not doing a reaction stream for that.
You may have to, because you made me watch My Adventures with Superman.
How dare you?
This may be your My Adventures with Superman, Taladia.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Payback. You really thought you could get away.
I did. I really did.
Okay. So let's transition. You guys want to talk about the absolute information we got, the DC Discord, Deadpool Wolverine?
You guys talk about the absolute stuff. I'm gonna tune out for a bit.
All right. So we got more information on like the origins for like the absolute DC characters. So I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna go over that. Oh, by the way, next week is Cape Crusader, so we will definitely be reviewing that. So we'll see what happens with that. So for Absolute Wonder Woman, it kind of threw the Wonder Woman fan base into a divided like fight.
Frenzy? Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, so the Absolute Wonder Woman's origin is she is the world's first superhero. So, okay, that's what they've been trying to do for Wonder Woman for a while since the 2017 movie. But she's also the last of the Amazons and was raised in hell. So she is both a warrior and a witch, armed to the teeth, and rides a giant black skeleton of a Pegasus. The witch part is not really sitting well with me, but in terms of the underworld stuff, yeah, that is actually. Wait, Tevia, it doesn't say she was born in the underworld. It just says that she was raised in the underworld. There's a difference.
You know what
I think is. So for those of you that don't know, Themyscira also holds like the gate to hell, the gate to Tartarus. So what I think is one of the Amazons opened the gate. It like destroyed the island with all the monsters and stuff. And Diana was kidnapped as a baby and raised in Tartarus. So that's the way they could do it. And also she has a giant freaking sword. It's also going to be armed to the teeth. So that explains the tattoo on her arm. It's Hecate, the witch. So at least they kind of explain that. Still looks cool, and you better believe I'm going to be talking about that one right there. Continuing on, Absolute Superman, and there's an army of peacemakers there. Good God. I hate when peacemakers now in everything. Absolute Superman is the last Kryptonian, of course, but everything else is on the table for change. He is isolated, angry, and, according to Rich Johnson, super sexy. Oh, and the second issue... Oh, and in his second issue, it looks like he's going up against an army of peacemakers. Okay, there you go. So he's a little bit more of a like Zack Snyder Superman.
More like a little bit more like Zack Snyder Superman, but also something out of Flashpoint too, if you think about it.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Only that Cal was still like a Crash. Isn't he basically the New 52? Kind of. Now, Absolute Batman, they explained why he's jacked.
Tank
He's
man.
a construction worker. So, Absolute Batman is Bruce Wayne, Gotham City engineer in his early 20s and big, 2 meters high, 18 stones, and a Batman who lifts. The sniper in the SDCC preview, it's Alfred, but it's not Alfred. But Alfred is not his butler. I mean, not that Bruce Wayne could afford one, but Alfred will be observing the Absolute Batman, and we'll see that narrative through Alfred's eyes. A former MI6 agent, he is dubbed an old guard of the British Empire, figuratively more than literally. I presume, and also goes by the name Penny. Black Mask is back, and Bruce Wayne has a bulldog called Frenchie. Okay, so at least they explain why he's jacked. He's a construction. He's a civil engineer. So there you go.
Okay.
See, he lifts. So
I mean, I will say the idea of a penniless, like a not rich Batman, like that's at least an interesting take. I can respect that.
even though it's been done to certain degrees in the past,
Even in the main comics, they basically gave all his money to, I think, Dick Grayson.
Dick and Lucius, and then they gave it back to him. So there you go.
Of course they did.
Do they explain why he has a tiny head? Well, again, it's because it's just the art style.
No, but you think about it. It's got blonde hair, not black hair. Have you noticed that?
Ah, interesting. That's a change. And Alfred looks like Deathstroke. That is interesting. What if Alfred turns into Deathstroke?
He looks like a mixture of Deathstroke and
The Batman who lifts. I love that. Yes. That's what we got to call him. The Batman who lifts.
Jared, you know, also gonna say Alfred also looks like between a mixture of Deathstroke and Ra's al Ghul.
A little bit. Yeah. Maybe something there. You also have Black Mask, who his mask looks like a testicle. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Who designed that?
This is DC we're talking about. Remember, they can't help themselves.
But there was more, Jared, that was revealed today for the Absolute Universe.
Do tell. Oh yeah, Absolute Flash, Absolute Green Lantern. They're using the Far Sector Green Lantern, Joe Mullins, instead of Hal or Bear, and that makes sense to a degree. I get it, because it's like if they use a Green Lantern that's more niche, they don't have to worry about people saying, even if it's an Elseworlds, Hal wouldn't do that.
But it still looked cool, like especially the Green Lantern one.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now so we can check it out. All right. Here is the Absolute Green Lantern. I like how the green it kind of follows your ponytail. That's actually really cool. I dig that. And this is written by Al Ewing, and
he's a decent enough writer.
Yeah, he's a good one. I think he can. I think he can handle it. And then, so but basically, again, the overall idea for this is the idea that, and Tevia, I know you're hoping for Jessica Cruz, but just because it wasn't interesting in the other universe doesn't mean it's not interesting here. I don't know why you're comparing this to the other universe. Anyway, the thing about this, so the overall idea of the Absolute Universe is the superheroes are the underdog, but they did say they're going to build up and eventually become the superheroes we know, probably be inspired by the main DC universe. So at least here's the thing, and I've said this on Comics Like Dark many weeks when we were covering the Absolute Universe in the lead up to this, they better make it different. I've said that every single time. They're at least doing that, so I can give them credit for that. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
How about you, Taladia?
I need to try something different with the Absolute Universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the same mainline continuity, Green Lanterns and Flash, and it's completely different. Now I've got to ask this question: are they going to have 5 Justice League members or 6 Justice League members in the Absolute Universe?
In the Absolute, that's a good question. Oh, she deserves so much better than the mainline Jomon, no beehive hair or Ole glasses. Yeah, exactly. So, in terms of that, I would say the amount of books that we have right now, like the Trinity, so that's 3, Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter are probably going to be the League lineup. So that would be 1, 2, 3, Flash, Green, so 6. I would say 6. That they're probably going to do it that way. Now we also got something pretty interesting. We got an announcement on what the Justice League book is going to be, and we got the lineup. And I want to say, pretty decent lineup. Even if the book is being written by Mark Waid, I'll give it a shot because I like Justice League. But here's an interesting thing. So here's the lineup. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Captain Atom. Hang on. Let me see. What's the lineup here? Okay. So we got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Martian Manhunter, Captain Atom, Black Lightning, and Star Sapphire. She's going to be the League's Lantern. Yeah, Star Sapphire, Carol Ferris. She is going to be she's going to be the League's Lantern. And that's the first time they put Star Sapphire on a League. So that's actually pretty cool.
Isn't Star Sapphire supposed to be a villain?
No. She hasn't been a villain for decades. That was Silver Age stuff. Post Crisis, she was firmly a friend of hell.
She was definitely a villain in the DCAU.
Well, yeah, but in terms of the comics, yeah, exactly. But I normally separate the art from the artist, but seeing Mark Waid's now anything makes my stomach turn. Yeah, me too. I'll give it a shot. If it's good, I'll definitely keep picking it up because I miss the Justice League book. It's also kind of interesting they're labeling it Justice League Unlimited. That is kind of, and they're getting a new watchtower too. So I'm trying to find the image of the watchtower because that actually looked pretty cool. Justice League Unlimited, and Dan Mora on art more, and I'm like, yes, Dan Mora can draw anything as far as I'm concerned.
Can he draw Athena?
Oh, he definitely could. I would love that. SDCC. Let me see. Okay, here we go. And again, so they're going to be battling Darkseid more. There you go. All right, so here we go. So we have here is a few of the covers. So Dan Mora, obviously. Then we have the new Watchtower, which is a very different design. According to this, it's going to be the headquarters for every Earth hero. Like, I guess the Titans are going to move out of Titans Tower into the Watchtower. The JSA is going to be here. The Teen Titans.
But the Titans Tower fit them to a T.
Yeah, of course. And instead of like those teleporters, they're going to use boom tubes. So they're using the new 52 thing. And Superman's quarters is called the Quarters of Solitude. Okay.
Oh,
that's a Nick pun right there. But we have a Titans book.
Tevye, I'm sorry.
Wait.
That
Tevye.
is not a Nick's pun. I do not endorse it.
All right, Tevye. Did I say they were canceling the Titans book?
No,
did I say that? It. All I said is they're moving the Titans into the Watchtower, probably based upon what they're saying. I never said they're canceling the Titans book.
I'm sorry. Teen Titans are like one of DC's premier teams. Like I'd argue they're the number 2 team in terms of popularity for DC Comics.
In terms of animation, yes. In terms of comics, now not so much.
I'm talking about popularity, especially with the general audience. Teen Titans is number 2. In the 80s, they're actually number 1.
Well, that was the 80s.
I get that, but in terms of like popularity and general consensus, they are number 2. Because ask a person to name DC teams, they'll just say Justice League and Teen Titans. Maybe okay. Justice League, Suicide Squad, and Teen Titans are the only 3 they can name. Your average person can.
The Bat Family.
That's not a team, though.
According to DC, it's a team.
They're not a team.
I think you're overestimating because nowadays they'll actually just say Titans because of that show.
Well, it depends. Well, the thing is, Titans are for the older ones. That's more like what do you want? Like Titans is the X factor of to Teen Titans.
Yeah,
X-Men.
but we're talking about general audience here.
Yeah, but general audiences know it more as Teen Titans.
I dispute that, but I don't want to start an argument with this one. But Legion brought up a good point. JSA as well. Legion of Superheroes. Yeah,
As
young.
much as I love the Legion, they are not known by general audiences.
And Tevia, the general audience does not know Young Justice. Okay. Doom Patrol, yes, I would say more so because of the show, but the general audience because here's the problem. Young Justice was an animated series, and the Young Justice book turned into, I think, the modern Teen Titans book. So it's not like and Legion. I know Legion is listing all the teams. I love that.
Well, nobody knows the losers. If you say Secret Six, people will be like, "Oh, you mean the Sinister Six?" So yeah, that's out.
Yeah.
Outsiders. Nobody knows the Outsiders.
Yeah, but all right.
Okay, you guys are just like naming even more and more obscure characters.
Legion. We're talking about teams that the general audience, not comic book fans, would know. No one knows who the Outsiders are, Tavia. We just said that. No one knows who the Authority are, Tavia. I'm talking about general audience, not comic book fans. Again, I'm going to say this one more time. Not comic book fans, general audience. That's it. That's what we're saying.
I'm not saying anything.
Who knows? I didn't even know the Justice League of Anarchy. What?
Yeah, let's just move on, guys.
All right. Anyway, the point is we're getting a new Justice League book finally. Now that the only know those ones from which they have been shown, only a few. Yeah, exactly. But that's our point. But anyway.
Okay, I don't know how that proves or disproves my point. But
Anyway, the point is we're getting a Justice League book, which I'm glad because they should never have replaced the Justice League with the Titans and not given the Titans a Justice League level threat, like the multiverse ending. That's it. They should never have done that. But anyway. Continuing on, let's talk about do you guys want to talk about the Discord server?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. DC launched a Discord server and quickly
you mean the boy server?
And quickly it devolved. So immediately you had you essentially had I'm trying to figure out how to say this properly on YouTube. The DC Discord server, Tavia. DC Discord.
The official Discord server for DC.
So we're going for this. And I thought DC already had Discord. No, I mean the official one that they recently launched. I'm talking about that I'm getting to that, Tavia. The thing is like so the server launches, and first off, it's like all people spamming James Gunn impersonators. And then it quickly became boys roleplay accounts, like trolling everything.
Okay. Yeah.
And it kind of calmed down, but then you also had grooming stuff happening, and I'm like, what the hell? This is the server with superheroes.
Yeah, it's like they're speed running into degeneracy. But at the same time, this is Discord.
It turned from something which should have been great into a toxic environment to be around.
In other words, it's a Discord server.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The server, the moderators did post beforehand saying, bear in mind that there's going to be toxicity in troll accounts about this stuff, which I'm like, okay, fine. I get that. I just didn't expect it to.
I mean, it's DC. Like when you have something as big as DC Comics and you're launching a Discord where you're going to have tens of thousands of people all come in at once, this is guaranteed to happen.
And let me tell you this. I've talked to some pretty big people in the comic book community. Even they were like, yeah, I took one look at it and then left. Why didn't the moderators do something? Because they did at the end. It's the internet. What do you? Yeah, Legion has a point. It is the internet, and you know what? Britt and I were like, when they announced they were launching a Discord server, Britt sent me the link and says, "This is a terrible idea."
It's like a train wreck. You just have to watch.
I just have to watch. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I'm there with popcorn. But okay, the point is like, I'll be watching it because I'm in there too. I want to see what happens if it lasts. But I don't know. It's like, can't people just be normal? The answer is no. Let's see.
Very much so.
I should have known that Discord server would fall apart. Yeah, exactly. It's Legion brings up a good point. Yeah, it's brand new. I'm sure it'll get cleaned up. We'll see. We'll see. So next topic. Okay, so we have one more topic, then Q&A. Let's do this. So we're going to do a spoiler-free review of Deadpool and Wolverine. Spoiler-free. So don't worry if you haven't seen the movie yet.
Spoiler alert, Stephanie Brown.
And no spoilers in the chat.
So you can't. Okay, everyone, post Stephanie Brown in the chat. I want you to put spoiler in the chat.
So anyway,
that's the only spoiler.
So anyway, getting to the movie. So I'm gonna start off by saying this: the movie was really overall very much enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
it was pretty dope. So Nick, let me start with you. Your spoiler-free review of Deadpool.
When Ben Affleck appeared, I was like, "Holy crap!"
Okay. No, I can't dispute that because it would be a spoiler either way. Wow. Anyway, what's your legit thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine?
Okay. I thought it was pretty good, about on par with the other two films.
With me, it's 1, 3, 2.
I don't know. I liked 2. Like the whole Cable stuff was good. For me, it's probably 1, 2, 3. I'd say. Some of the problems I had is I think they had too many cameos. Also, they just threw it like, "Hey, look at this like 90s song. We're just gonna throw it in there." Like the Madonna music was well synced. I had no problem with the Madonna music. That was fine. But they just threw like. Don't get me wrong, I like the music. Some like a lot of songs I liked, but they just threw it in there randomly, and I don't know, I wasn't a fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hugh Jackman was top form. Obviously him and with stuff, and just broadly speaking, the people they did bring back, I was very happy, and that is as much as I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I was talking in Sill's group chat about this. The good thing because here's the thing about cameo movies. It has a danger of becoming cameos for cameo's sake. And we saw that with Multiverse of Madness. This did not, at least I felt this did not do that.
I disagree. I feel like this movie did, though. I will say I did kind of enjoy like the whole meta narrative. All right, there is one plot point that I do want to talk about. It's not really a spoiler per se. I'm going to type it out into the chat, and Jared, you can give me
private DM me that on Twitter because Taladia hasn't seen it.
Okay. And if you say no, I won't say anything.
Okay.
All right, check DMs.
Yeah, let me see. That was in the was that in the trailer?
I think it they alluded to it, but even then, I don't think it's that big of a spoiler. Like, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. But if you say no, I won't talk about it. I do ask permission.
Nah, let's not risk it.
It's a really good analysis thing.
Yeah, but I don't want to risk it, so we're not going to do that.
Oh, God dang it! I had a really good thing planned.
Write it down and save it for next week.
We're not going to talk about it next week, Jared. We're not going to do a spoiler review next week.
I'm not doing it now. That's my decision. Continuing on.
All right.
There's one character that was spoiled in the trailer, which I avoid. As soon as the movie came out, there were spoilers on Twitter. A few of them I got spoiled, but it still didn't impact.
Yeah, I read it and I got spoiled pretty much all the major ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's continue on. So in terms of like how I would rate this, probably 9 out of 10 in terms of
that was mine too.
Because there was significantly more stuff that I enjoyed about this. It wasn't a perfect movie, but I enjoyed I gotta say, Deadpool and Wolverine had fantastic chemistry the whole movie. That was like one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah. I will spoil this line. Logan will be playing the role till he's 90.
That was in the trailer. I'm fine with that. Yeah, he lands, and then Deadpool goes, "Don't worry, he'll be playing. You'll be here until you're 90."
Oh, and Dave, quit putting spoilers in the comments.
Dave, stop it. It's hard to not knock a film that is so self-aware. Yeah, exactly. And even Hugh said the reason why he came back as Wolverine and was in the yellow suit is because he said it would mean so much to the fans.
And it did.
Yeah,
I just like that moment when Cable appeared, and then he just got the Infinity Gauntlet and turned into Thanos, and then just used the reality.
Yeah. So anyway, he's out. But
use it to give everyone.
Okay, joke is done. So continuing on, but yeah, it looks really cool. Yeah, and Hugh Jackman was great. You could not tell that he was old or anything like that. He moved with same thing as yeah. Hugh is Wolverine, just like Christopher is Superman or Henry, or Henry. So
I think another thing was he was going to be in the suit most of the movie, so he didn't have to work out as much. Mm-hmm. I think that was also probably like let's not pretend like that wasn't a motivating thing.
Yeah, probably. So let's go to a little Q&A. You guys can ask us any questions you want to ask us about any of the topics or anything that we didn't talk about that you guys would like our opinions on. So drop them questions. Let's do this.
It can be anything you guys want.
Any questions? Let's go about anything that's remotely related to comics, that's related to comics. Let's go. Give me a question.
Except that you can't ask us for Deadpool spoilers.
Question, favorite cameo in Deadpool. You know I can't say that, Legion.
It was actually when Zack Snyder appeared.
Mm-hmm. Question, anything on Mortal Kombat DLC? I can't comment on Mortal Kombat because I don't play it.
I don't care.
All I can say is, Tavia, to answer your question on that, it's a bit dumb that they're doing another combat pack. That's what I can say on that. As the gaming lord, I almost flopped it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
There you go.
As the gaming lord, I'd say that this is a big mistake by WB. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Quentin Hale says, "Does Absolute Batman look blonde in the concept art?" Yeah, he is. Yes. He is. He is. And that's an interest. Again, they're making the characters look different too, and that's why again I have like a little bit more respect for Absolute because they're going very different. So I'm like, okay, y'all gonna play the new Starship Troopers game? There's a new Starship Troopers game.
Yeah, it's called Helldivers 2.
No. There's an actual Starship Troopers game. Let me see this. I must see this because I want to play this.
Or you can just play Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Helldivers 2 is literally just Starship Troopers.
Yeah, we get it. Is it out yet? Or was it announced?
Legion, can you let us know?
Here's one. You guys see the trailer for Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League?
Yes, I did.
That's not bad. Nick, have you seen the trailer?
I think I've seen picture. It's like I don't really care.
All right, there you go. There you go. But it looks interesting how they like Easternize a lot of these characters. I'm interested to see where they go with that. It's just like time travel.
Time travel.
Yeah, exactly. Question: any opinion on the Watchmen animated movie trailer? Why are we getting a Watchmen animated movie?
Dumb. It's totally dumb. By
And
Warner
before any
Brothers.
director says, "Oh, this is legit the movie," and I'm like, "We already had that."
Yeah, at Legion. I think I actually heard about that.
Mhm.
Casper Van Dien is actually coming back to voice Rico or whatever.
Oh, hell yes!
Yeah, that definitely adds some legitimacy. I've heard good things about the RoboCop game.
Yeah, me too. It looks really good.
I think it's made by the same people who made Terminator Resistance, which, by the way, I hear is a really good game.
Yeah, it looks very good. I like how they're starting to make games of like those properties, and the games are better than the movies. That's the best part.
It's almost like when you respect the source material, you make good stuff. Who knew?
Yeah, I've heard they're making the absolute training look as different as possible so they can copyright them since the OG. No, okay, here's the thing. Just the Golden Age versions of those characters are going to be like public domain.
Yeah, like they've had so many different versions beyond the Golden Age. They're probably safe for like another 50 or so years. I mean, yeah, they'll probably switch it up every 10 years just to kind of keep the copyright fresh, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And you better believe that DC is going to be prepped with all of their documents already made so they can recopyright those as soon as possible.
Like for example, and here's the other thing. It's not just like the costumes, it's also elements. Like, for example, Superman, when he premiered, couldn't fly. In the Batcave, the Batcave element didn't appear until I think it was like the serials. So just because Batman is public domain, or Superman is public domain, you can't have him fly. The minute you have him fly, he's breaking copyright.
Yeah, exactly. Mark Millar is already pre-ponging his Superman story for when he has preparing his Superman story for when he hits domain. That would be great. Mark Millar doing Superman again. That would be dope.
Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The second Golden Age Batman is public domain, he will be teaming. I will be putting him in my universe.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great idea.
That is happening.
And any opinion on TMNT crossover with Naruto? I have no opinion because I'm not a Naruto fan.
I mean, it's cool, I guess. Like, I'm not a Naruto fan either, but like, it makes sense. They're both like ninjas, shinobi, and stuff. So, from a thematic point of view, it's cool.
Hey, what's up, Muhammad? How you doing, bro? But yeah, I mean, it's cool seeing the TMNT cross over with stuff, and yeah, to echo Nick's point, yeah, it makes sense because they're both ninjas. It's like when Batman crossed over with TMNT. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, let's not pretend Shredder versus Batman did not make 10-year-old us squeal with joy.
Yeah. All right. Quentin asked Taladia. All right. So Taladia and I are going through it. We have to grind for it. But do you guys mind if we spoil the DLC for you? Even though a video has been out about it, that basically. Okay. You know what?
We've known this has been coming for some time.
All right. Here you go. Hang on. I'm going to do this. Here we go. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Flash comes back.
Surprise.
You rescue the Flash at the end. It's almost like I was right. There's either it's probably clones, or he just kidnapped them and held them on there. I think clones because they still talk about Brainiac experimenting on the League.
Maybe they finally mailed him the bullet.
Yeah, exactly. But really what this is, so the next couple of DLCs, they're going to bring back like Green Lantern, Batman. According to Miller, Superman's going to be the last. And the season where they rescue Superman is going to be the last. That's it. So it's mainly, I think mainly, honestly, here's what they're doing. They're bringing back the Justice League just so they can make a Justice League game. Because reportedly that's the game that Rocksteady is pitching to WB.
What was the entire point of killing the Justice League if you're just bringing them back? Like, It literally undoes the whole entire point of Suicide Squad kill the Justice League and then revives them DLCs later. This is what I hate about storytelling. Sorry.
No, you're right about that, Nick, because that's just comic book storylines doing it. To have fun doing it, the Legion. But here's the thing: to just bring them back, it cheapens it. Because if they had ended, if they had killed them respectfully and ended the universe there, it would have been one thing, and just ended Arkham. But no, it's like
if death doesn't mean anything, then why do we place such a big emphasis on death? Like, if we know that it's going to revive, like, why should we even care if a character dies? You know, it's circular logic. You just keep thinking in circles, and that's the problem.
Yeah. Tevia asks, how could we bring back Wonder Woman? Okay, so here's a cool way they could do it. So in DC lore, they answered how the Amazons reproduce. They retconned out the whole they go after men on ships, even though it's mythologically accurate. In this, the way it happens in the Amazon lore is so the Amazons are actually reincarnations of women who have been the victim of violence. So easily what they could do is just have Wonder Woman be reborn in the Well of Souls. That's one thing. Second off, she's the daughter of Zeus in this universe. They could literally just say she went to Olympus, saw she was needed, came down. That has happened in the comics as well. So there's any number of ways they could bring back Wonder Woman. So there you go. Okay. Doesn't this make all the boss battles pointless? Kind of, because we're just going to bring them back. So
Legion, that's a problem. Like, they did a whole game where you kill the Justice League. If we're not supposed to care if they die, then what's the point in killing them off anyway? Because a death is supposed to be an emotional end. So what's the even point of killing somebody if you don't care if they die?
Exactly.
It's a circular logic.
And Muhammad asked, can you review the first X-Men movie? We did. It's go to the movie night playlist, and it'll be right there. We definitely covered the first X-Men movie.
Slaughter, you want to dig up the link and post it?
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea. So Taladia, let me ask you this. As my fellow Suicide Squad member, what do you think about this whole thing?
Well, obviously we knew about this from Miller, right? In our interview with him, right? And literally, it's a cool concept of what they're doing when they're bringing them back, so to say, if you know what I mean. But I think that it's too little, too late when it comes to that, because the game is already dead now, right? There's no denying it. And I mean, if they did this, let's say, if they did, let's say, Mrs. Freeze and brought Flashback immediately, I think it would have.
Oh, they're certainly not helping with Mrs. Freeze. Oh my god.
No. So I'm gonna say this. Here's what they could have done to like mitigate some of the backlash that they got with like the Batman thing. They could have just come out and said, listen, we know you're upset. The story doesn't end here. That's all we're going to say. They don't necessarily have to like spoil they're coming back, even though we know they're coming back. So it's not a perfect situation, because still I agree with Nick to a degree. Let me be clear. I like the game. I like playing the game. I do think it's kind of stupid how you bring back the Justice League only for them to come back. You kill them, essentially. But but really, the way I see it, this is Rocksteady's own fault. But I think what's going to happen is this game itself, because I see a lot of people, even during the Suicide Squad like backlash, saying that this is going to be the end of Rocksteady. I don't think this one game will be. I think the next game will. This is the game that's going to decide if they get to stick around as a studio or not.
Okay. If I were to speculate, this is going off of what Jared said, I think what they're doing is they're trying to like.
They're trying to what?
I think he had.
I'm just let's take the facts as they are.
Mhm.
What they're doing is they know this game is dead.
Yeah.
They know it's toast.
At this point, they do.
But they're using the DLCs to bring back the characters, so at the very least, they can do a Justice League game in this universe. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, you're back.
Now
You're
you're
back.
Oh, okay. Do a Justice League game in this universe. So, like, yeah, this game is dead. There's nothing. They're not trying to save this game.
No.
They're trying to save their next game. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of like the Batman thing, they'll just replace him with another actor like Bruce Greenwood or anything like that, because you can't do a Justice League game without Batman. That ain't happening. It's the same.
Yeah.
Same. I already answered that, Tavia. It's the same reason why they're. I got news for anyone that's hoping for it. They'll never do X-Men '97 for Justice League Unlimited because you need Kevin Conroy's Batman for that universe. Or at least for Justice League. You can't have a Justice League show and Batman never show up.
I think, honestly, they should just bring back the Arkham Origins voice actor. Because he did a fine enough job.
They could. Do you really think... do they really need to make a Justice League game in the Arkhamverse? Here's why, Iro. Here's why I think why yes. They need to redeem them to try to redeem themselves for Suicide Squad, because this was a big hit to their reputation in the nerd culture. If they can pull this off, this is their redemption arc.
It's not only that, Jared.
Okay, I'm gonna just start Taladia first and me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say it's not only that, Jared. It's the fact that they've also got to reestablish their faith within the community that they've built over a decade, because the diehard Arkham fans literally bashed the game. YouTubers, content creators, they bashed the game. I know this for a fact.
Even their access people were like, nah.
Like even the people who are in the WB partner program, they literally have said as well. It was like it's too little, too late, and it's like not really covering the game. But it's like, but the people who bash the game and stuff like that, they said they really need this Justice League game to come out and basically reestablish that look, it's an olive branch to basically say, okay, guys, we screwed up, so here's an olive branch to kind of give you guys something that you can restore up, give us faith, basically, to give you guys faith that you can trust us again in doing something different. And it's not going to be Brainiac, and it's not going to be something that we've done in the past. It'll be something different entirely.
So here's one
sorry
thing.
for the rant.
Okay, wait.
Go ahead,
Jared. So, Jared, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one.
Okay.
Because I've been saying this for a while. I think the Arkhamverse is dead weight. From a narrative speaking, and a Justice League game would be a great opportunity to start fresh. They need to start fresh with a new universe. And plus, if you have a new universe, then you could recast Batman literally without problem, because he says it's a new universe, new voice. You could have anyone voice it. You could voice Batman.
Hell yeah! I would voice the crap out of Batman. The first thing I'm saying is, my I'm Batman moment would be, I'm not attracted to Wonder Woman or Batgirl. And I would say, I don't know who this guy is, but screw you, Bruce Timm. And real quick, something I wanted to talk about, and I'm really glad this popped up on my Twitter. Real quick, we got one more announcement for a DC series. It's called Heroes United. It's an interactive series for DC, kind of like when they did Death in the Family. Essentially, it's one of those things where like you watch the episodes and then you make choices. So it's like a choose your own adventure. Immediately, Britt and I are going to be like with Superman, kiss Wonder Woman, kiss Wonder Woman, kiss Wonder Woman.
Jared,
yeah,
you want to know what story I would write when I write for Batman?
What?
So, Bruce and Clark are at a ring shop, and Clark is shopping for rings for a certain lady. And there's this really wonderful ring, but it's too expensive. So Bruce buys it and says, "Go get your Wonder Woman."
That's cool. So I had this idea.
Come on. You like.
Yeah, I said it's cool. And I had this idea that Britt and I are mulling over. So one of the things that I would like, if this is me, if I was writing Superman, I could do the Super Wonder thing. Superman makes the ring for Wonder Woman with his own two hands and emboldens it with the House of El, because on Krypton, at least in the way I would write it, when you propose to another, you give them a representation of the house in their joining as a way of welcoming them into the family. And then I would have Wonder Woman have like the House of El crest on her bracelets and sword and shield.
And then
So,
when
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Does Diana have a house?
No. Diana would be joining the House of El.
Okay, I was just trying to think here.
But the point is, it's like it's really more about Clark embracing more of his Kryptonian heritage, and that's what Britt and I really liked, because most writers, the really stupid part of it is that they go away from like the Kryptonian thing in favor of only embracing his human heritage, and I'm like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
But you know what I was gonna say, Jared? I'm gonna tell you right now, the whole humanity thing for Superman would come from Wonder Woman. I'm telling you that now.
Some people would say Lois lame.
His humanity
Why do
comes
you have
from his parents.
Thank you. And that's my point, Nick. Whenever anyone brings up how his humanity comes from Lois, I'm like, he was Superman before he met her in every origin, and he was raised by his parents on Earth.
Yeah, like, it's the Kents who make him who he is, all right?
Mhm.
Like, for example, the storyline Superman Red Sun, where, like, if you landed in Soviet, kind of thing. It's because, or I think there's even storylines where Lionel is the one. I think there's like a Smallville episode where Lionel is the one who finds Clark.
Mhm.
It's because of the Kents that he is who he is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it works. And I really hate it when they go in the whole, no, it comes from if it comes from Lois, because that ignores the contribution that they ignore the contributions that the Kents have made to Superman.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the way we're gonna leave it. I think that's a good place to leave this stream. This was a fun one. And
any other questions?
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea. Any other quick questions you guys have for us? Ask away.
Yes. Since it's the end of the stream, can we do spoiler Deadpool stuff? Because
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
All right. Well, you're
it's still the day after the stream, bro.
Well, we're gonna have a conversation where I tell you all about this, like metatextual stuff, because I need to get out of my system.
That works. So what do you got? So any other questions?
Dave's got an argument.
Granted, I understand the argument for Lois. A romantic partner is going to teach you many things your parents aren't. Just wish you would. Well, here's the no. Yes, that's a good point, Dave. My problem is when they say it only that Lois is his link to humanity, and I'm like, as far as he knew, he were human.
Like, I get like some interpretations where it's like he loves Lois so much that when she dies, that's why he snaps. I can understand. Sir, I can kind of understand.
Metropolis is nuked. There's a little more that goes into that, but yeah.
But him murdering both Lois and the pregnant stuff, like that would mess him up. I feel like Injustice is handled poorly, but that would mess him up mentally. Like if anything's gonna cause it to break, it would be that.
Yes, Tevia, I'm good. I'm figuring out a date. Oh my gosh. Rank the Arkham games. Night number 1.
Okay.
City, and Asylum. It doesn't mean I hate them. It just means that these are the ones I enjoy in that order, and then Origins is last.
Okay, for
How
me.
about you, Nick?
Oh, okay. Nick goes
Claudia,
first.
Claudia, you want to go next?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say City for me, then it's Origins, then it's Night, then it's Asylum.
Okay. You like Origins the best?
Now I put City the best,
Oh, okay.
number one.
That's understandable.
All right,
Nick?
so for me, it's
go ahead, Nick.
all right, I'd probably say Asylum, Night, City.
Asylum, Night, City. Okay.
I like Asylum because it has a nice tight story. Because the problem is I'm kind of burnt out on open world games. And all their
Me too. Me too.
Like Asylum is technically open world, but it's very linear. Asylum is more of a Metroidvania when you get down to it.
Yeah, with me, it's like I understand what they're
By the way,
going.
none of those are bad games. None of those three are bad games. By the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. No, when we rank these games, we're not saying any of them are bad. We're just saying we enjoy them in this order. It's not really bad there. Let's see. I'll say this before I die on the hill. The best portrayal of Bane outside the comics was Origin. True. Question: how would you fix Marvel Comics and what books you're reading in Marvel Ultimate? Ultimate, I'm reading Spider-Man and Ultimates. And then how would I fix Marvel? Actually get editorial that has some teeth. That's it. That's really it. But any last questions before we log up, or dudes? Do you guys have any questions?
I only got one question about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Let's see
Not a spoiler. And not a spoiler, but how was the I would say the dynamic between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman?
It was
amazing.
So good. They had such great comedic chemistry. They bounced off each other. That's my favorite part of that movie, is the way they interacted with each other, particularly
I want to say something, but it would be a spoiler at the end of the movie, and
Yeah, we'll talk about that later off stream.
Should I stay? Should I stay for after the credit?
I mean, yes. No, it's not essential. If you want to laugh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a nice little tribute to the Fox universe, and we do get a glimpse of Batman, aka Ben Affleck.
No, we don't. Continuing on.
Anyway,
do you think
Ben Affleck? It's a clip from Daredevil.
Question: do you think DC's Absolute Universe will outsell the main DC Comics universe?
Only time will tell.
It's too early to tell for that, honestly. I have to see. Dave says, where do you guys see DC in 5 years if they stay on this path? Being sold off?
No, I don't think they're going to be sold off. I think they're going to be licensed. I think Image in 5 years, Image Comics is probably going to be DC Comics is going to be an imprint of Image. That's my prediction.
That would be interesting. I could Todd McFarlane actually drawing Batman more. That would work. What's everyone's opinion on the DC Studios logo? Wombat, we talked about that earlier. I get what they're going for, but when they say embrace the past while pointing to the future, it's not pointing to the future.
Who's buying DC Comics? I'm actually buying DC Comics, and I'm going to make some changes about the relationship statuses.
Yeah, I'm going to turn Lois Lane into who she really is. Does Deadpool and Wolverine cheapen the movie Logan? Nope, not at all.
I mean, the opening scene and what happens, you can make an argument.
No, but let me put it this way. It doesn't necessarily I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Jeez.
I know what you're talking about, Jared. I know what you're talking about, Jared. But I'm just going to say I disagree. I know what you're kind of going to say, but I disagree. I think a case could be made that it is a bit disrespectful.
Not in terms of the beginning part. I'm saying the later part, because I would say in terms of the later parts, no. But anyway, we'll talk about that off stream. Wait. What announced DC films or shows are you actually looking forward to? If assuming these all come out, Lanterns, because I want to see how Tom King screws that up. But I'm intrigued for Paradise Lost, even if it's being written by the lady that wrote the fan film for Pacific Rim.
Oh,
That means it's going to be Nick's favorite project. There you go.
you're gonna make me watch Raven Fool's Day, aren't you?
You know what? I wasn't.
Oh God! I did it myself.
Taladia, I think we found Nick's April Fool's movie.
Oh God! I played.
You're going to positively review Pacific Rim 2, a-hole.
I just played myself.
You know what's kind of funny? I was trying to see, is he going to do it? Because if he's going to do it, I'll put that on him. And you played into my hands, sir.
You master manipulator, you.
Yes, exactly. I am Batman in that way. Any opinion on the Superman and Lois trailer? So they're doing the death of Superman, which
okay,
yeah. Britt and I were talking about it, and the problem we have with it is that it seems like anytime they have Superman, he has to die. Like that's the only storyline he's known for.
But there was so much tensions between Jonathan and Jordan.
Yeah,
big tension there. I like that.
That was cool.
That was pretty cool. So I did the reaction to it. So check it out on my channel.
Yeah. We'll check that out. But anyway, so I think that's a good place to leave it. So I am looking forward to Lantern Swap thing, The Authority, and Paradise Lost. Not bad. Okay, that's a good thing. I was Superman dying again. How original. All right, so we're gonna call it a night for that one.
Apparently, they added Dan Jurgens to the writers' room. The first thing he said is, "You know what we could do, guys? We should kill Superman."
I mean, we already have Steel, so, and I'm just like, no. This is me every time I see Dan Jurgens' name on a writing credit.
It's not possible.
Speaking of writing credits, I was watching Deadpool and I saw the writers and I saw Zeb Wells' name. I was like, oh.
Me too. But there were other writers.
Like honestly, breaking him up with the girl, with his girlfriend. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Having Deadpool.
That was a plot point in the movie, Nick. Spoiler.
It's in the trailer. It's in the trailer.
No, it's not. Actually, it's not. It's not in the trailer.
It's clearly in the trailer.
It wasn't the trailer. It was just showing the girlfriend. Anyway, so let's wrap this up. So Taladia, where can we find you and what we got coming out on your channel?
Okay, you guys can check me out on YouTube at Taladia Plays and check me out on Twitter at Taladia Plays _. What we're coming up on my channel is I'm going to be doing Marvel Rivals later on today, this afternoon, hopefully. Just do a couple of hours and give you guys a head start on getting those beta codes prepped up for later. And I'll also be doing next week. It's the SDCC 2000 subscriber special stream, which we'll be doing with me and Jared. And also we'll be doing Batman Cape Crusader next week as well. We'll be doing that. So,
oh boy.
So myself,
we could see fake Harley Quinn.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that. And also that. Oh, that's right. We got to be doing Rebel Moon too. So stay tuned
next
for that.
week. So next week there's going to be no CLD. We're going to be starting it a tad early. And then we're going to be talking, basically live watching and reacting to the entire movie. And then, yes, since Tevye has asked me multiple times, we're going to do the Crisis Watch Party. I'm just figuring out the date. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it from this moment on. In terms of what Comics Day has got coming out, Britt and I are going to do a retrospective of the Tomorrowverse and talk about how it's the only animated universe that treated Superman and Wonder Woman, mostly Wonder Woman, with respect. The other ones turned her into a simp for Batman or a talking head for like editorial. So there you go. And in terms of commentary, I'm still figuring out what I want to do for that. But I may do a Deadpool Wolverine spoiler review. We'll see. But so Nick, how about you?
All right. Well, tomorrow I got going back into The Witcher, doing my best Henry Cavill impression. Let's see. I got some other good stuff coming on, but yeah, can't wait to do more stuff with you, buddy.
All right. So let us do that. So, no, wait. There was a joke among normie comic book fans for years that the most interesting Superman has done is die. This isn't helping spell out notion. I know, right? But yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up. Stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs with General Zod, Zois, and Maxabat for life. I will see you later. Bye bye.